Hello, my impatience. It is I, Andrew the Android Koloski here. How art thou, my impatience? How art thou? So somebody has compared me to a chess master who is losing his mind. It's obviously romanticized and glorified in the movie Pawn Sacrifice with Tobey Maguire. Bobby Fischer. Somebody says, Andrew, you're like Bobby Fischer, the chess master. And you had your time in the sunset. You had your time where your content was stable and, lucid and calm. But lately, you're descending into madness. Lately, you've lost your marbles. Lately, you've lost your mind. And it's just the ramblings of a lunatic, basically. You're like Bobby Fischer, the chess master, Andrew. Somebody asked, a family member of mine asked, my brother, he asked me, what would you do if for Christmas you just randomly got a DVD from me of the movie Pawn Sacrifice, which is the movie about Bobby Fischer starring Tobey Maguire? And I said to my brother, like, I would be like, what the fuck is this? Like, I don't necessarily like Bobby Fischer or chess or Tobey Maguire. I mean, I would open up the gift. I would look at it, and be like, what the fuck is this gift? And he's like, yeah, that's kind of the point of getting you that gift. It's for the laughs. It's for you to open up the gift, see Pawn Sacrifice, be like, what the fuck is this gift? And then, forget about it, basically. Somebody said, Pizza Pasta says, Andrew, this is actually true. You sound like a rambling lunatic. You sound like a madman. You sound like somebody who's lost his marbles. I guess you're right, Pizza Pasta. I guess you're right, Pizza Pasta. I sound Pizza Pasta. Pizza Pasta. Lily asks me, how am I doing? I'm doing all right, Lily. I'm doing quite all right. I got my art class today at 4 p.m. I just saw Mi Madre. She gave me some mini muffins. And I'm creating social media content. How are you doing, Lily? How are you doing, Lily? How are you doing? Lily says she's doing good. She's on her break at work. I forget. What do you work as again? Pizza Pasta. Oh, she works as a receptionist. Okay, cool. Cool. Pawn Sacrifice. Let's get them to romanticize my life and get somebody to play me. Somebody needs to flip out while they're playing me. Like, oh my god, I'm going insane. The hidden realities. Tell me the truth. Conspiracies. They need to have me in a tinfoil hat, flipping out, punching holes in the wall. They need to really Hollywood up my life. Rusty says, why don't you tell me the truth? What truth do you want to hear, Rusty? Damn it. What truth do you want to hear? Rusty, good to see you. Good to see you. I know he's shaking his fist. He's like, you better not go live, boy. You better not go live. Rusty asks, what happened? during 9/11? Did you cause September 11th? I was in high school. How could I cause September 11th, Rusty? How could I cause September 11th? That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. That's preposterous. I can barely cook for myself. How could I orchestrate, something so massive? Rusty asks, how many cats have I had? We had one cat when we were younger, Sassy. Interestingly enough, also named after Homeward Bound. I know a lot of people are familiar with the golden retriever Shadow, the dog's dog. We had a cat named Sassy briefly, but my mother got rid of it. We had a cat named Sassy. I don't know why we were naming our pets after Homeward Bound. And I don't know what to do with that was. Yeah. How many fish have we had? I don't think we had any fish. I know my father had, I guess, a girlfriend or a friend who had fish, but we never really had fish. Lily wants to know, would you own a raccoon? Probably not. No. Some people said, Andrew, I think a pet pig would be cool for you. You could get a pet pig, and you could name the yeah. So, what about a pet gerbil, Andrew? Any? Yeah, apparently pigs are a lot like dogs. That they're good animals. They're good animals. Porn Sacrifice, starring Tobey Maguire. Damn it! Can somebody tell me the goddamn truth? Tell me the hidden realities! Tell me the secrets! So he says, you could get a Chinese mini pig and name it Lily. No, I wouldn't do that, Rusty. I would name the pig. What could I name the pig? What could I name the pig? I'd probably name it. Maybe I could name it. I don't know. I can't think of a good name for a pig off the top of my head. But all kidding aside, do you think there are secrets in hidden realities that will make me righteously angry? Or do you think there are no conspiracies? I know my brother was like, Andrew, there are no conspiracies. There are no hidden realities. Oh, yeah, you can name the pig Babe. That's a good idea. Erie says that's what somebody who's a part of a conspiracy would say, that there are no conspiracies. Splurge Lord said, you look like Papa John. Wasn't Papa John a racist or a pedophile or something like that? What did Papa John do? I think he did something nefarious. Let's Google Papa John. Papa John. What did Papa John do? I don't know. Can someone like give me a quick summary? I can't really find with a quick. What did Papa John do? What did Papa John get in trouble for? Here we go. He used racially offensive language in 2018. Oh, that's not. I mean, that's. I mean, I guess that's bad. I mean, we don't use the N word on this channel. I mean, I don't know. I mean, yeah, that's bad. And what was the context? What was the context? So some people come into my channel and they say, "Hey, hey, hey," like comparing me to like Bill Cosby and the Cosby Show. I'm like, can people stop doing that? Like, you know, I mean, they're saying, obviously, if they ever like develop my Green Bunny cartoon into like an animated feature, like the Cosby Show, nobody wants to do that because they're compared. I'm like, Bill Cosby was a nefarious dude. Bill Cosby, and then everybody's going, hey, 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 like Fat Albert. Like it's like, yeah, let's develop Otto Greenberg. Hey, hey, hey. Erie's going, hey, hey, hey. No. Rusty's going, hey, hey, hey. Dave is going, gay, gay, gay. Thank you, Dave. I guess that's good. I think they should develop my cartoon into an animated feature. I'm not going to do any of the nefarious crimes Bill Cosby did. Somebody says, Dogson Greenberg. Dogson Greenberg. It's the Dogson. Ah. Now, what did Bill Cosby actually do? Rusty says, a second Dogson has hit the towers. Somebody says, Papa John didn't call anybody the N-word. He just said the N-word on the phone quoting somebody. I mean, I mean, I don't know. I don't know, guys. I mean, that's not really. I mean, I know he's a CEO and he should know better, but I mean, that's really not a big deal. The Dogson. So I know some people said what I could do is go to the Fountain House. I should go to the Fountain House. I'm like, what am I doing with my life? I'm just sitting here, descending into madness, going crazy. Like what is this? Like what is this? Like I'm interacting with people who are spewing the narrative. I'm like Bill Cosby. I mean, like what the fuck is this shit? I mean, no offense. I like the Impatience. I like Rusty. I like Lily. Pete says the Fountain House sounds like the name of a gay bar. Fair enough, Pizza Pasta. Pizza Pasta says, honestly, you should probably go to a gay bar, Andrew. You should probably go to a gay bar. Splurge Lord says, honestly, man, you're the one who does this. We just come to watch the breakdown. We just come to watch your mental breakdown. I mean, you should probably go to mental health recovery groups. You should probably go to psychosocial clubhouses. You should probably do something, but it's fun to watch the train wreck, Splurge says, basically, that's it, Andrew. Basically, that's it. You should probably go somewhere, do something, socially engage with people, get a life and independence in the real world. But this train wreck is kind of amusing to watch, Maybe we could get Netflix to develop it into a documentary. Maybe like I could be like Joe Exotic, the Tiger King. Maybe they could call me the Long Island Naked Dude. We're gonna make the Netflix special about the Long Island Naked Dude. Apparently, Erie has some connections to Netflix. Hey, Roz, how you doing, Roz? The dog sin guy. That took place in like 2001 or 2002. It's ancient history. The dog sin. The dog sin. Gecko Cujo says, I wish all your NAMI karaoke was recorded. What's the next karaoke? I actually went to NAMI this past Monday and I did some dancing. And I danced to YMCA, the Macarena, and my dad recorded it. So I have footage of it, but there's a lot of people from NAMI in the videos, and I don't want to put it publicly on the internet. So, but if anybody wants to see it, I'll share it with you. But you got to keep in mind, I don't know if you need consent from mental patients to share their image. So, footage exists, but there's other mental patients in the footage. So, you kind of need their consent to share it. Unless I just throw everybody under the bus. Say, oh, these are all mental patients. This is the psychiatric asylum. This is Sucker Hillside. That would probably upset some people, so maybe I won't. I mean, I have no problem sharing it. In fact, I'd love to share it. But I'm just respecting other people, They might not be okay with it. I know at least that's a rule at Fountain House. I don't know if that's a rule of NAMI too. I remember when I went to the Fountain House, there was videos that existed with other people appearing in them. And I always was kind of cautious to share those videos because apparently a rule of Fountain House is you can't, disclose that somebody's a member unless they give you consent. And yeah, I think that's something to keep in mind. I'm like a Native American. I use the politically correct term Native American, yet I'm going which is probably not politically correct. Yeah, but then again, you don't want look at what they did with the Redskins and the Cleveland Indians. You don't want people coming after you. Scratch that. Cut that from the live stream. So he says that is very racially racially appropriating, Andrew. I have nothing against Native American people. If I saw a Native American person, I'd say, "Hey, what's going on? How you doing, dude?" I don't think they all wear like feathers in their heads. Doing like I don't know. I'm kind of making a joke based on like the history of Columbus and the Native Americans and the story we've all been told. But if I actually ran into a Native American person, I'm not expecting them to behave like that. All right. We're filling up the water. Somebody says, I know this Native American person. Yeah, I mean, some people know Native American people. I did too. I was chatting with a woman many months ago who happened to be Native American. And there's really nothing. There's really nothing to the story. She was just like a normal person who just behaved like a normal individual. She wasn't going like she just literally behaved like somebody living in the year 2025. She didn't have feathers in her head. She didn't ride around. I don't know. I don't know what her name was. I forget what her name was. I forget what her name was. This is many years ago now. She probably owns a casino somewhere. So he says, no. Maybe her name was Stephanie. Maybe her name was Stephanie, but I can't remember anymore. It was a few years ago. I have like fucking dementia. I don't remember anybody's name. So 15 inpatients. That's a pretty gigantic number, guys. So I shared with my aunt a video of, the song For You by Stained. And I basically said, how, what did I say? Let's see if I can find the post. I said the band Stained was really cool when they were singing about how dark and depressing their life is. A perfect example of this is the song For You. I think a lot of people can relate to being locked inside their head, unloved, getting no attention, daydreaming all day long. But when he got happy and began singing about how wonderful his life is, people stopped liking them. I guess the moral of the story is people prefer a dark and depressing Stained, or maybe it's more relatable to the American public. And my aunt said to me, I always liked the band Stained. And my aunt never responds to my text messages. I wonder if my aunt was trolling me by always listening to Stained at her house and in the car, saying how, that's like me in my life. I know my aunt really liked the band Stained growing up. The band with Aaron Lewis. I don't know. My aunt really liked the band Stained. Somebody says, literally, you get persecuted by everything. Maybe she just likes Stained. Maybe she just likes the song For You. Stop thinking everybody's bullying you and mocking you and taunting you. Somebody says, wasn't your aunt and her husband behind some nefarious stuff, according to you? Somebody says, Stained had a great Unplugged. I never heard they're Unplugged. Somebody says, was your aunt hanging out with Aaron Lewis behind your back? Rusty says Nirvana had the best Unplugged. That's probably true, or at least the most memorable one. With the Meat Puppets and Where Did You Sleep Last Night? But Alice in Chains was pretty cool too, because Lane Staley was kind of like dying. Giant Big Lighter says Stained and Linkin Park were boy bands with guitars for 13-year-olds. They sang about problems that you go through in middle school and your junior high. For a 37-year-old to be singing to my mother, to my father, is pretty pathetic. I tried so hard, but got so far. But in the end, it doesn't even matter. I had to fall to lose it all. Gecko Cujo says Mud Shovel is about divorce. Zoe Jane is about having a daughter. Deep stuff for middle schoolers. You know, they say Stayed is not for middle schoolers. It's for, and my aunt likes them too, according to her. And she's probably near 70 years old. Somebody asks, Andrew, do you plan on doing more Stain covers? If so, you should do Bad as Ken. I'll check that one out. I'm not familiar with that song. I'm more familiar with their first album. No, not their first album. The album with Mud Shovel, Break the Cycle, and 14 Shades of Grey. I also had Chapter V, I think, too. So I'm more familiar with those albums. And Corbus says it's a great song. I recommend it. I'll check it out. Fade is a good one too. Yeah, I could give that the old college try. I like So Far Away. I think an obscure one by them I tried covering many months ago was Falling. Yeah, it goes like, falling is easy, but getting back up becomes the problem, or something like that. That's like an obscure one, kind of. That's off Chapter V, which isn't one of their more famous albums. Gecko Cujo says that's a good one. I know my father liked that one. That's how I know it. I remember my father, you know, back in I guess 2006 or 2007 when that album came out. He's like, "Well, I really like the song Falling off of Chapter V." I'm like, "Okay, cool, fair enough." So I gave it the cover in like 2023 or 2024. Somebody wants So Far Away. Now that's the song about like how good his life is. He went from dark and depressing Stain to now that we're here, so far away. My life is wonderful and magical now. All the mistakes one life contained, they finally start to go away. Somebody wants me to do a Hulk Hogan, I Am a Real American. Dent, I am a real American. Fight for the rights of every man. I am a real American. Fight for your rights. Fight for your life. When it comes crashing down and it hurts inside. Dent, 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 dent. You gotta be a man, it don't hurt to hide. If you hurt my friends, then you hurt my pride. I gotta be a man, I can't let it slide. I am a real American. Fight for the rights of every man. I am a real American. Fight for what's right. Fight for your life. Yeah, I have art class today at 4, guys. What would you like me to draw? Somebody says, Gone Away by the Offspring is about missing dead loved ones. And it feels like heaven is far. I forget exactly how that one goes. Giant Big Lighter says, you should apologize to the art class and be nice to everyone. Erie asks, do you miss Grandpa Peaky? I know my brother didn't like Grandpa Peaky. I didn't have any problems with him. I wasn't exactly really close to him necessarily, but I had nothing personal. I mean, he was kind of, I don't know. I mean, do I miss him? Not really, but I mean, I didn't really have a relationship with him, but I mean, it's sad he's deceased. Hey, Supreme Sandwich, how you doing? I know my brother hated Grandpa Peaky though. We got the Supreme Sandwich. My brother hated Grandpa Peaky. Me brother hated Grandpa Peaky. I didn't really get too phased by him. I just thought of him as a moron, basically. You know, I didn't really. I mean, he didn't bother me or phase me in any way. I mean, that I'm indifferent towards Grandpa Peaky. Like I'm like, it's sad he's dead. Let's see if I can find a photo of me with Grandpa Peaky. I don't know if photos even exist of me with my grandfather Peaky. Let's see if I mean, let's see if I can find one. Of all the grandparents, that's probably one of the grandparents that I probably don't have a photo with. Like I have a photo of with me with my grandmother, Kowalski, Grandma Peaky. I have a photo of every pretty much everybody. But here's me with Grandpa Peaky. This is me with Grandpa Peaky right here. That's like the only photo I have with him. Weird enough. Who says that could be an album cover? It's an old license plate. This photo takes back in 20. This is like 2010. Like they're no longer alive, you know. So no, that's not the grandfather that I thought was that's just the grandfather I had no relationship with. This is the grandfather. This right here is the grandfather that you know. This is the grandfather that I thought was nefarious. This is the grandfather. This is my father, Grandpa Reuter, on my mother's side of the family. This is another grandfather. So he says he looks nefarious. So he says I like that grandfather. He looks cool. La 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 la. Yeah, I can share. Let's see if I can find photos of me with my grandmother. Grandmother Reuter. Grandma Reuter. This is me with Grandma Reuter right here in 2012. That's his husband. And this is me with my grandmother on my father's side of the family, Grandma Peaky. I'll share that photo in a second. Let's see. La, 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 la. This is me with my grandmother. This is Grandma Peaky right here. She's no. None of them are. All my grandparents are no longer alive. This is Grandma Peaky. Somebody says you look like your grandmother. So he says she looks nice. Yeah, my grandma Peaky was cool. Grandma Peaky. Corbastas. I'm going to see this in my nightmare tonight. Who says, did you give Grandma Peaky the Bronco Buster? No. The Bronco Buster. What is the Bronco Buster? You So somebody says they knew I was getting ready to show the Bronco Buster. Somebody says, show what the Bronco Buster is. All right. What can I Bronco bust? Okay. I don't want to break my fucking. I'm gonna Bronco bust. I'm gonna Bronco bust this Stop and Shop bag. So the Bronco Buster is you go like this, and you go like, oh, this and you kind of go like. For those of you who don't know, I demonstrated the Bronco Buster, and if that wasn't a good demonstration, no, I've never done the Bronco Buster to anyone. I don't think I've even done the Bronco Buster to my brother. Let's the Bronco Buster. Okay, the Bronco Buster Professional Wrestling. So, with an opponent seated in the corner of a ring, the attacking wrestler jumps in the corner, straddling the opponent's midsection, bouncing up and down. Often treated as having comical or sexual connotations rather than a legitimately painful move, due to the move's resemblance to a teabag. Popularized by Sean Waltman, X-Pac, although Mae Young was known for using it beforehand. So that's the Wikipedia summary of the Bronco Buster. Someone says, I think this happened on a cruise ship 20 to 25. It didn't. I never Bronco busted anybody. I never hit the Bronco Buster on anyone, I swear. I never gave anybody the Bronco Buster, Erie. Stop making up accusations that I teabagged anybody. I didn't. Stop making accusations. False accusations, damn it. Now I'm going to make a Patrick Pelican. I'm going to make a PP, guys. Be right back. After hitting that Bronco Buster, I really have to use the restroom. Be right back, guys. All right, I'm back, guys. I'm back. So he says it's May 1st. I know, like, the radio stations are going. It's gonna be May. You know, radio stations are doing it. It's gonna be May. You know, the NSYNC song. I'm like, okay. Like it's May 1st. It's gonna be May Day. Like it's gonna be May. Somebody says Pikachu and his and it no Pikachu is the female, the sloth is the male. Somebody says Pikachu and her boyfriend looks so some people want to see Pikachu and the boyfriend getting intimate. This is the boyfriend, and this is Pika. They're an interspecies. They're an inter-Pika couple, and the boyfriend's like this to Pika. Pika Pika Pikachu. Somebody says, no, the sloth and Pikachu, they're a couple. They love each other. Somebody says, it looks like the sloth and Pikachu love each other. They're like in a relationship. They're like an irritable elderly couple, though. They fight all the time. They're like, fuck you, Pika. Pika's like, fuck you, sloth. They're like an elderly couple. But they're also intervegetable. They're also interracial. You know, but they're like a couple. They're like attached at the hip. They're an intervegetable couple, which means like mentally ill couple. They're both intervegetable dating. Let's see if I can find that. Intervegetable. Here we go. Here's the intervegetable dating. This is like, this is like the sloth and Pika. I'm dating Green Bean Woman now, the Carrot Man says. This is Pika, this is the sloth. Intervegetable dating. This is very well illustrated. Thank you. This is another rendition of intervegetable dating. Intervegetable dating. True love. I'm dating Green Bean Woman now. I love the Carrot Man. This is a more recent rendition. This is what is Green. They're both like fucking schizophrenic and schizoaffective. They're both like schizophrenics. All right, guys. I think I'm going to get going here. I appreciate you guys for watching me. TV says, do an hour. Pete says, later, big dog. Peace out, Pete. Thanks for watching, guys. TB says, I love the shirt, by the way. Thank you, TB. Thank you. Gecko Cujo says, have a great day, Andrew. Peace out, guys. Peace out.